You're watching San Diego's Fox in the Morning.
All right, thank you, Desiree. Parents, if you're getting ready to walk out the door right now, stop, please, and just give me 5 minutes. That's all I ask right now, and I guarantee you it could be 5 minutes that could change your life, could change the life of your kids. And if you don't believe me, I just want you to talk to our next guests here for a couple of minutes. Janice Higgins, whose opening line is pretty dramatic. In the press notes for her book, you say, I picked up my first weapon at the age of 7. And then Carisha Overton, you were involved in an incident that we talked about earlier here this morning where you were posing as a prostitute. Some of your friends would then rob the men that were lured in, and one guy was shot, an off-duty police officer, as a matter of fact, almost killed. And so we've got some drama going on here this morning, do we not?
Exactly.
Okay, well, Janice, let's start with you and talk to me about that opening line. You picked up your first weapon at the age of 7?
Because in the book, I start out in one of the largest women prisons in the world, and I found out how did I get there. I couldn't understand how. Looking back on my childhood, I picked up my first weapon at the age 7 to the knife attack on a 7-year-old schoolmate because someone tried to molest me 3 weeks prior, and I couldn't distinguish between what he said he was going to do and the guy that tried to molest me. I told my mom. She said, oh, none of my friends would do that. So 2 years later, her boyfriend tried it. And this time I said, I'm going to tell my mom. I told her the next day her boyfriend came home. He beat her up. He took her off. About 6 weeks later, the FBI came to the house and told him that he was under arrest for her murder. He had killed her and came back to live with us. This begins the process of there were no parents here. And me, like Carisha, thrown into prostitution. Carisha posed as a prostitute with 2 guys. The undercover officer was shot. She was in jail for like 6 months, and now she has 2 strikes at 16. Right. She's 17 now, but this happened last year. So if she does anything else, under the 3 strikes law, she could go to that same prison that I went to.
Carisha, you know, obviously, you must have some sense of the fact that you are standing at the precipice. I mean, you're looking over the cliff at this point. How do you step back? How do you step back from that?
I just try to stay out of trouble because I don't want to be in that type of trouble again. That wasn't something that I wanted to do, but it was just, that's something that I did at the time.
Do you have any idea how you're going to stay out of trouble at this point?
Right now I'm going to school. I'm graduating this year. And then from there, I'm going to go to college so I can be a nurse assistant. Since I have 2 strikes, I can't join the Navy right now. So I don't get off of probation until 2005. So after that, I'm going to join the Navy.
Now, the whole point of our conversation here today is to try to say something to somebody out there that's going to impact them, whether it be the parents, whether it be the kids. Somebody had to intervene on your behalf. Something had to happen to make you say, whoa, 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 I've got to step back. What was that something?
Going to juvenile hall. At first, when they came to my house and they arrested me, I didn't take it as being that serious. I thought it was just a game. And then when they told me that I'm only 16 and I can go to jail for 6 years, that made me realize that I need to stay out of trouble and just do the right thing.
See, I think you're on the right track. And I think you've got a shot at this legitimately, but you're not out of the woods yet. And I think Janice would probably be the first one to tell us that.
Yeah, I formed Project R.A.G.E. R.A.G.E. is a nonprofit, Release Anger and Guilt for Empowerment, where I'm doing outreach with at-risk adolescents and adults to prevent them from going to prison. And giving the parents a clue of being there for your children, because a lot of the parents today work. But stepping out of being the parent for 15 minutes of the day and stepping into being an adolescent to find out what they are sharing with their peers. I want to be the first one to know that she wants to use dope. I want to be the first one to know that she wants to have sex with her boyfriend. And we're so busy, and then we think that the children are, we think that we're saying, I'm the parent, do as I say. They don't have a problem with us being the parent. They're aware of that. They have a problem with us getting in their business. So we have to find a way to get in their business without giving them a resentment, so we don't push them.
You give a great example here, and it's going to sound so simple to some parents, but it's going to click for somebody out there. You say about rap music.
Yes, rap music, it stimulates the mind, and it creates, as adolescents, things that you want to do. That's how I end up going to prison, listening to something while I was angry and following through on it. I don't too much care for the lyrics. Now, it's some of the positive. Yes, I like the rap music that is positive. But if you don't like rap music, and this is what I did with my kids. Went into their room, they was listening to a song, and I said, hey, what is that? And it was Tupac, and he was cussing. And so I said, well, do you have something that's not cussing? And I pretend to be dancing with them. I slip that in my pocket. Let me see something that's positive. They don't know I have it. They don't have a resentment. They think they lost it. And now we have something positive going on in the music.
But you took an interest in what they were listening to, and you didn't pass judgment immediately.
Exactly.
And that's kind of your point. You got to spend, as you say, start with 15 minutes a day listening to your kid. Would this have made a difference to you, Carisha?
Yes.
If somebody would have been there, an adult, and would have paid more attention to what was going on and just been curious about what was going on in your life early on?
Yes, but I was being rebellious and doing what I wanted to do anyway. So.
Well, we're going to try to make a difference here today. Now, the book is, and I wish we had more time, but I know you raised your fist and you challenged God in prison. You said, come on, here I am, come get me, you know, and let's do something together.
Exactly, and I promised that if he took care of my kids, then I would give back to society, and that's how I formed Project R.A.G.E. I need to tell you that my daughter was 15. I had 3 years to get her through high school. She graduated, she's the first in our generation line that graduated that's not pregnant. She's going into the military in July.
So you're doing something right.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Mom. I'm telling you. All right, it's Janice Higgins. The book is one of a series. There Were No Parents Here is the first in the series. This Friday, we've got the information up on the screen there about where you're going to be this Friday. The Hilton, Mission Valley, 6 to 9 o'clock, a reception. I want you to come talk to Janice. I want you to get a copy of this book, and I want you to start talking to your kids. Fair enough?
Exactly. We'll be giving away some here on the show 5.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Thank you both for sharing your story. That takes guts all by itself. And good luck to you, Carisha.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.